In talking to many people, an area of concern seems to be how professional responsibilities, Domain 4, will be used in both a single observation, and then how will that be integrated into an annual evaluation?
Well, thinking about observations that I've read, that other administrators have written, the ones that I've written myself, not just this year, but also in the past, there are a few things that usually are mentioned in an observation that have to do with professional responsibilities, such as, were you reflective on the lesson? Were you able to identify, as the teacher, some ways in which the lesson could be improved? What did you think about whether or not the students learned what you set out to teach? Were the learning objectives realized? So I think that's 4A, reflecting on teaching. Were you accurate in your reflection? And what do you have to say as a teacher about how you might use this reflection in your future planning? Or just your understanding of how the lesson went. If you say, I realized that they really didn't get it. They really didn't understand. So I have to go back and reteach. That's great. That's an accurate reflection on your lesson, and you're going to do something about it. That would be discussed in a post-observation conference, and then it would be something that might be rated in the observation. I've also seen where people talk about whether or not the teacher was receptive to constructive criticism, or receptive to feedback. And I've seen included in the observation whether or not they showed professionalism by following district procedures. So if there's a procedure attached to the observation that says we're going to have a pre-conference, did you prepare for it? And we're going to have a post-conference, did you prepare for it? So those are three things that I tend to see in the observation. In the summative, that's where you have an opportunity as a teacher to sort of tout aspects of your professional responsibilities that the administrator might not be aware of. Are you taking graduate courses? What are you doing to advance in your profession? Are you a leader an informal leader or formal leader within your grade level or within your content area? What are you doing, in the school community? How do you contribute to all of that? So I guess that goes back to the archive party we were talking about before, that teachers can supply that information, just like you fill out the 100 hours of professional development to show what you've done. You might have phone logs, you might have all kinds of information that you want to share at that summative conference that speaks to Domain 4. The other thing that administrators would be able to talk about in the summative for Domain 4 are some of the nuances of professionalism that we see on a daily basis. Does the teacher arrive to school on time? Is the teacher in class or at his or her duty when they're supposed to be? Are there, the rules and procedures of the school, are they being followed by the staff member? And is the staff member insisting that the students follow those rules? Like, that also speaks to professionalism. So some of that might not be in a single lesson observation, but would be in the summative evaluation.